Good morning everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And today I come to you from McMahon's Point down here at North Sydney, and as you can see, got the beautiful harbour bridge behind me. We've got over there behind me there is Luna Park, and across to the other side we've got the Sydney CBD. So a beautiful location over here on the north side of Sydney Harbour, and it's a place that I used to work. I used to work in North Sydney many years ago when I worked for Optus. I was at Optus for 6 years, and I think it was around about the year 2000. Around about 2000, I think it was. There was a whale. Two whales actually came into Sydney Harbour, and I ducked out of work at lunchtime once I heard it on the news. People in the office were talking about the two whales coming into the harbour, and they actually travelled beneath the harbour bridge and came all the way over here to Blues Point. So I came down there and I saw the whales just frolicking around here from about 20 metres away. So it was a mother and a calf, massive whales, and you could actually smell them. You could actually smell the waves, because as they were breathing, as they were blowing out, you could smell that seafoody sort of scent in the air. It was quite pungent actually, but it was a day that I'll never forget. A beautiful day and a great experience. So I had the option of staying in the office or just getting in a taxi and just coming down here. So thank God I just made a decision to come down here, because that's the closest I've ever been to whales in my life, and I'll never forget that experience. While I got you here today, I just want to talk to you about a topic which is near and dear to my heart. I've worked for a number of big corporates over the years. I've worked for NCR, IBM, Telstra, Optus. So all of those were IT sort of organisations, information technology and telecommunications. And I also worked for an outsourcing company, a networking outsourcing company, as well as some other professional services companies over the years. But one of the places that I worked at IBM, I worked with a fellow, and I remember him so well. His name was Eian Glover. Eian Glover was a lovely sort of chap, an interesting sort of guy who taught me a lot actually. So you just don't know who you're going to meet in your career or in your lifetime, and they're just going to share with you some profound pieces of information which help you grow and develop, help you with your family and help you with your career. And I remember one day going up to Eian and saying, "Eian, your tie's crooked, mate. Let me help straighten it up for you." And he says, "James, leave the tie alone, mate." He said, "I intentionally leave my tie crooked." And I go, "Why do you do that for? Don't you feel uncomfortable having a crooked tie?" And he goes, "No, let me tell you why." He said that by having a crooked tie, I gain attention. So without having to spend thousands of dollars on clothes, and back then I'd be wearing my Xenia suit, my Xenia ties and all my expensive Xenia shirts. And he says, "Look, I'm modestly dressed, but you all of a sudden you've paid attention. You've seen something. I've engaged your OCD," he said. "I've engaged your OCD." And he went on to say that gaining attention is great, but gaining the wrong attention is dangerous. He said that within a corporate world, you've got to make sure that you don't stand out from the crowd too much and cause insecurities to your manager and people around you. which was a very, very powerful point. He said that if people see you as a threat, if people see you as an up-and-coming threat in the team or in the organisation, they'll block your path. They will cause you, they will disrupt you, they'll cause you discomfort. So it's key, he said, to be very, very careful with how you stand out. It's important to stand out with the work that you do, your professionalism, but somehow he said people have an issue with the way people dress, and if they look too professional, if they look too neat, and if they look too perfect, it brings out the devil in them. So how's that for an insight? And a lot of people sometimes don't understand that people attack them for no other reason other than they appear perfect, or they appear too well groomed, or too well attired. So it's something to keep in mind. The other thing that Eian Glover taught me was, he said, in terms of bringing up children, he says you're always got to be 2 or 3 years ahead of them. And when you're having discussions with them, when you're chatting with them, you're always got to be drawing them and attracting them in the direction that you want them to go, or in the direction where you think that their strengths are. You just can't one day expect your children to be netball champions unless you first take them down the park and spend time with them shooting goals and teaching them how to throw a ball and catch a ball. He says that it's important to do that before they get into netball. It's important to teach them things before they start them. So when they're doing them, and I remember this point that he made, he says that when they're doing them, they're actually doing them for the second time. They've done it for the first time with you, they've built the basic skills, and then when they approach it for the second time, it's second nature to them because they've already done it. So very powerful lessons from a fellow by the name of Eian Glover. He was as I say, a lovely guy. He wasn't in any way, he didn't have a presence in any way, but he certainly captured attention, and he certainly helped me along my way. So how does this help us? 2 ways. In terms of our children, in terms of the people that we're mentoring, it's important to be with them and to guide them well before they cross the path at a later time. As Eian would say, make sure that when they do it, or when they approach their challenge, they're doing it for the second time. So they've learnt the basics, they've been through the practice, and then when they come for the second time, they've already done it before. And the other aspect is to never look too perfect, never be too perfect, otherwise you bring out the tiger in your workmates and your work peers. A little crooked tie, just something which shows that you're human, you're imperfect, goes a long way in preserving your career and in preserving your future. So I think that's enough for me on this beautiful winter's day down here at Sydney Harbour. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, and let's not forget our beautiful affirmation: I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel great. Stay connected, stay relevant, and make decisions on a daily basis, and don't intimidate people around you, because through intimidating them you've created an enemy or enemies for life, and they'll just put hurdles in your path. So learn to be humble, learn to work around challenges, and to not raise red flags with other people, so that your path is cleared and your growth is unencumbered. So that's enough from me. Take care, all the best. Ciao for now, and we'll talk again. Yasas. Bye for now.